And I did not crip walk like that at Wimbledon.
Y'all, the tea is piping hot. Drake just got humbled by Serena Williams and Kendrick Lamar, and honey, it's messier than a TikTok breakup. From Super Bowl shade to decade-old grudges, this beef is spicy. Grab your popcorn, let's spill the tea. Let's start with the Super Bowl. Kendrick Lamar brought out Serena Williams to do the iconic walk to his Drake diss track, Not Like Us. Y'all, the internet exploded. But why Serena? Oh honey, she's been waiting years to clap back at Drake.
And if I've learned anything this year, it's that none of us, not a single one of us, not even me, should ever pick a fight with Kendrick Lamar. He will make your hometown not like you. The next time Drake sits courtside at a Raptors game, they're gonna Forrest Gump him.
Drake's been obsessed with women who don't want him. Rihanna, Halle Berry, and especially Serena. But at the Super Bowl, Serena turned the tables. She didn't just walk, she stomped on Drake's ego. And guess what? She did it for free. This was pure petty revenge. Now, let's talk about Drake's track record. This man doesn't take no lightly. Remember when he name-dropped Halle Berry in his Versace remix, saying he wanted to give her a baby? Take a famous girl out where there's no paparazzi. I'm trying to give Halle Berry a baby and no one can stop me. Girl, Halle never even looked his way. And when she said no to him using her photo for his album, he did it anyway.
No one is safe from the slime.
For years, rumors had swirled about Drake's interactions with young women, whispers that grew louder every time a new story emerged. There was the infamous 2010 performance where he serenaded and kissed a 17-year-old girl on stage, only to then ask her age and joke about going to jail. There were the TikTok allegations in 2021 about his private Tinder operation, where young girls were allegedly scouted and brought to his concerts. And then, of course, there was his unsettling pattern of forming friendships with teenage girls like Millie Bobby Brown and Billie Eilish. For those unaware, Serena and Drake's history is long and complicated. Their relationship, which spanned from 2011 to 2015, had once been the stuff of headlines and whispers. But what started as passion quickly soured, and though they had long since parted ways, Drake never seemed able to let her go. He referenced her in songs, took jabs at her life, and worst of all, targeted her husband, Alexis Ohanian, in the 2022 track Middle of the Ocean, where he mocked him as nothing more than a groupie. But Ohanian never bit back with anger. Instead, he wore the label with pride, responding with a tweet that dripped with the quiet confidence of a man who had already won. The reason I stay winning is because I'm relentless about being the absolute best at whatever I do, including being the best groupie for my wife and daughter. So when the feud between Kendrick and Drake reached its boiling point in 2024, it was no surprise that Serena had already chosen a side. Now let's talk about Drake's desperate 100 gigabyte data dump. He dropped unreleased tracks, behind the scenes footage, and spilled tea about his exes. But honey, this wasn't for the fans, it was a distraction from his losing feud with Kendrick. And guess what? It flopped. Buried in that dump, a clip of Drake telling his mom that Too Good wasn't about Rihanna, it was about Serena.
Up-and-coming relationships, everything's going to be very light. Not going to get like heavily into things.
No, I get heavy on a couple drugs, but this is more about me and Serena, so I
gathered that.
But I wanted to make a song.
But you don't want it to be.
Well, it's funny because when I make songs about women, I also make songs for them, so I know what kind of song to make. If I'm going to talk about them, I'll at least do them the justice of making them a song that they like.
Yeah.
Okay? So I know Serena very well, and I know that she'll hear it loud and clear, but she'll also not hate me for it because it's lighthearted, you know.
And she is seeing someone else.
I don't know, Mom.
Girl, Serena heard that and said, it's on site.
The next time Drake sits courtside at a Raptors game, they're gonna Forrest Gump him. Sight's taken.
That's why she showed up at the Super Bowl to walk on his career grave. Serena didn't just walk, she floated on Drake's demise. And the best part, she did it out of spite. No paycheck, no promo, just pure petty. Drake was so pressed, he changed lyrics at his Melbourne show, yelling, "Beef is live, I never die." But honey, Kendrick and Serena already buried him. The world had watched as she subtly mocked Drake at the ESPY Awards, but no one had expected this, a full-blown public rebuke, standing alongside Kendrick in a moment that will be dissected for years to come.
And I did not crip walk like that at Wimbledon. Ooh, I would have been fine. It was all love.
The internet is flooded with fan comments. Let's peek. Serena already responded to all the hate and shit talking. She did the crip walk because she was shamed for doing it after winning the tournament a few years back. So this is her payback, and if Drake was in the mix of it, then that's just an added bonus if you ask me. It doesn't matter who she's married to, she hasn't forgot who she is and where she comes from, that's the key. Drake has no clue to who he is. Just like so many others, he's only black when convenient. He thinks he's better than the community that he wants to capitalize off of. We all know the reason, but he underestimated our people. He took kindness and inclusion for weakness. Men like Drake and Diddy is absolutely savage when it comes to certain women either they can't have or they're trying to control that particular woman to their own selfish needs. And that's literally saying something a lot more than them actually saying something or doing something about it, and that's scary in itself. The verdict? Drake's ego is in shambles, but the question remains. Did Kendrick go too far bringing Serena into this beef, or was it the perfect payback for Drake's years of creepiness? Let me know in the comments.